Hello and welcome to Chip Talk, a brand new channel where I talk about the latest and greatest unique chip flavors out there in the market that you can buy, offer up my opinion based on a very scientific rating scale, and let you know where you might be able to buy these chips for yourself. Today I have an assortment of 7 different types of flavors from varying brands. We have Wendy's Baconator, done by Pringles. I guess they did some sort of collaboration. We have an Asian Lay's flavor, cucumber. For those who know me, this is actually one of my favorites, so it's already gonna get a high rating. We have a Korean company named Orion, who's done a sun chip variation, hot and spicy flavor. We have Truffle flavor from Pop Time. Never really heard of Pop Time, so it'll be interesting to try that. We have Sesame Oil flavor from an instant noodle company named Nissin. We have the Korean company here again who did a corn soup flavor. And last but not least, we have a Mapo Tofu flavored by Calbee. And for those who know, Calbee has been making chips for over 70 years and they are one of the biggest Japanese food snack makers. So I guess we'll start off with the Wendy's Baconator. So my rating scale is based on a couple of factors. The first factor being the chip to bag ratio, because sometimes we know a big bag of chips is mostly filled with air. So for the Pringles can, I'm not sure if you can see that properly, but the chips are almost basically to the top. I think you can fit another 10 chips in there at most, but I would give that a 4.5 out of 5 rating in terms of how many chips you get. I'll start off with the first flavor here. Right off the bat, there's a lot of bacon flavor. It's actually quite salty, so I actually don't think I can eat a lot of these. I probably wouldn't be able to finish the can. For those who really like the bacon flavor, which I'm not a huge fan of, you would probably love this. Do I like it? Not that much, to be honest. Would I buy it again? Probably not. So that's Wendy's Baconator flavor. To be honest, I found these at a Price Smart, at my local Price Smart. So you may be able to find it at your local Price Smart. Let's do the hot and spicy sun chips from the Korean brand Orion. So chip to bag ratio, but it's quite there. It's halfway there. I would give it probably a 4 out of 5 rating. First initial impression, oh, there's a second kick to it. So it is quite spicy. It's got a sweet aftertone to it as well. For those who really like spice, this is probably not your flavor because there's a little bit of sweetness kick to it. But I actually quite like this. I could probably finish the bag pretty easily. I'll do another try. Yeah, it's quite good. Let's move on to my favorite one, the cucumber flavor by Asian Lay's division. Probably should have opened these bags beforehand. So chip to bag ratio, we can see it's filled about halfway. I'd probably give it a 4 out of 5 as well. So this is what the chip looks like. To best describe this cucumber flavor is, imagine a salty cucumber that has a refreshing aftertone to it. I like it. I could probably eat the whole bag right now. Would I buy it? Yes. I have been buying it. Would I recommend it to you? Yes. Go for it. I found it at my local T&T. Your T&T probably has it as well. There's probably 5 to 6 T&Ts here in Vancouver, and they all have this cucumber flavor. So wherever you are in Canada, I'm pretty sure you'll be able to find it. Let's do this sesame oil flavor next by this Nissin company. I feel like this is one of those, brands whose chip to ratio is very, very poor. And look at that. There is like less than 20 chips in here in this big bag. It's let's see, what's the gram? It's 50 grams, and like the bag is 50 grams. The bag is quite big, and there's only that many amount of chips. Let's see how the rating scale. I would probably give this a 2.5. It's quite poor. There's like this much bag and that many chips. So I'll give it a taste. Hopefully the flavor makes up for it. So the flavor is supposed to be sesame oil. I don't get a huge sesame kick to it. Kind of just tastes like salt, to be honest. There's a little bit of sesame in there, but not a whole lot. I could probably finish the bag. It's not my favorite type of flavor. Yeah, it just kind of tastes like salt, to be honest. Could I finish it? Yeah. Would I recommend you to buy it? Sure, why not? If you want to try it. Do I like it? It's alright. Would I buy it again? Probably not. Look at how many chips you get in there. Not that much at all. Alright, moving on. We have the truffle flavor from Pop Time. Oh, sorry. I found this at TNT. I think you'll be might be able to find this at H Mart as well. Moving on, we have the truffle flavor from Pop Time. As I mentioned, this is a brand that I've never heard before. I've never tried, so kind of interesting to try that. Oh, there's a strong truffle smell to it. So chip to bag ratio, it's quite up there. I'd give it a 3.5, maybe a 4 out of 5 out of these. I found these at a premium. It's called Sunridge Foods. Sun Given Foods. It's in Vancouver. It's kind of an Asian take on Whole Foods, from what I've been told. It was quite fancy in there. So, as the name suggests, these are actually pop chips. So they're not. If I believe I'm correct that they're not fried, that they're baked and popped open. It's quite nice. There's a bit of truffle flavor in there. I'm not a huge fan of truffle. I do like it more than bacon. I could probably finish the bag. Do I like it? Yeah, it's alright. Would I buy it again? Probably not. I'm not a huge fan of pop chips. Would I recommend you to buy it? Sure, why not, if you want to give it a try. It's quite good. The crunch is there too. I'd probably rate the crunch out of 5, probably a 4 out of 5. So next we have the Mapo Tofu by Calbee. I'm excited to try this because I've been eating Calbee for a long time now and I've never seen anything like this. I always like trying the brand new flavors. Unfortunately, I do know that Calbee is sometimes one of those brands whose chip to bag ratio is quite poor, and lo and behold, there's not many chips in there. There's more than this Nissin one, but there's not very many chips, but hopefully the flavor makes up for it as well. So my chip to bag ratio is probably a 3.5 out of 5. And let's go for the flavor. First impression of it. Oh, it is spicy. It's actually a lot spicier than this Orion chip. It's nice. It does taste like Mapo tofu. Get a little bit of the ground beef in there as well as maybe some of the onions as well. It's quite salty as well. Not as salty as the Baconator. It's not bad. It's something I've never had before. It's quite different. Do I like it? Excuse me. Yeah, it's not bad. Would I buy it again? Probably not. I found that at my local TNT. You could also find that at your local TNT. Last but not least, we have the Korean company Orion, who did a corn snack in the corn soup flavor. And we'll see how that goes. So I bought the bigger bag because it was on sale. So I know they offer smaller bags as well. So if you don't want to commit to the gigantic bag, you can try out the small bag first. And chip to bag ratio, quite good. You can see it's almost filled to the top there. So I would give it a 4.5, maybe a 4 out of 5. Smells like corn chips. So my first initial impression of these is that there's actually a very good corn flavor to it. I quite like these. The chip rating, the crunch factor, probably a 2.5 out of 5. There's not a lot of crunch in these chips, but it makes up for it in the flavor. It's not that salty. There's a tiny sweet aftertaste to it, and I quite like these. I would probably finish the bag as well. I would recommend it to you. I bought these at my local H Mart, so a Korean mart. I found these at H Mart as well, same brand. So you probably will be able to find these at H Mart as well. That completes the first ever episode of Chip Talk. I want to thank you if you'd stayed to the end of this video, and if at any point you think I've provided you with some sort of value, whether it's the next chip that you want to try, a conversation starter, or a chip that you wanted to bring to your next party, of course, when we're allowed to gather again, I would very much appreciate it if you would leave some sort of feedback, either a comment, a like, even a dislike, and possibly a sub. I think these are things that YouTubers ask for. Thank you so much, and see you guys next time.